All right, what's up, folks? Rich Van Tassel with you. Cleveland takes a 3-0 series lead over the Indiana Pacers. Big comeback by the Cavaliers. They were down by as many as 26. It was 74 to 49 at halftime, and Cleveland came back and won 119 to 114. 35-17 in the third quarter, 35-23 in the fourth quarter. So 70 to 40 the rest of the way. Obviously, Indiana has got to be kicking themselves. They simply could not find the basket. Clearly, Cleveland was scoring. You score 70 points in a half. That's obviously great offense, don't get me wrong, but Indiana was able to put up 74 in the first half. So to go from 37-37 to 17-23, Cleveland clearly flipped the switch at halftime and got the win. LeBron James, sensational, 14-27 from the floor, 6 of 12 shooting, was only 7 for 14 with his free throws. So imagine the game he would have had he made a majority of his free throws instead of half. But 41 points, 13 rebounds, 12 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. Kyrie Irving, 13 points on 4 of 17. Kyrie Irving in a bad shooting game in Game 1, woke up in Game 2, but certainly that's something to keep an eye on. And the same thing, Kevin Love, 4 for 12 shooting. So how you give up 35 and 35 in the second half if you're Indiana when Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving are shooting a combined 8 for 29 for the game is beyond me, and only putting up 26 points. And you look at the bench, Channing Frye was big in this game, hit some big threes, but he only had 13 points. Kyle Korver had 12 points, all off of 3-point shots, 4 of 5. But Darren Williams was the only other bench player who scored with 5 points. So it's not like, there were other guys off the bench who were necessarily picking up the slack when it came to the offensive side of the ball. But I don't know what to say. Paul George had a very good game, 11 of 11 free throws, but did only shoot 10 of 28. That's, bad, but it's not horrific, but did have 36 points. Thaddeus Young, only 11 points. Jeff Teague, again, 15 points. That's right around where he's been his entire career. I was expecting more from him. Miles Turner has not showed up this playoffs, only 6 points. The bench, Lance Stevenson, 13 points. They couldn't find him. Monte Ellis had a couple hoops. I don't know why Monte Ellis doesn't get more minutes. He's a guy who I think can break runs, but clearly they didn't go to him enough. They went to him at one point. He got a hoop to break a run. And that was the end of that, though. Really, it just comes down to Indiana could not score in the second half. Regardless, you could give up 70 in the half if you're Indiana. To jump out to a 74-49 lead, you put up 25 both quarters, you're coasting to a victory in this one. Hell, you put up 20 in the third quarter, you were only losing by 2. But, even so, they say you lose by 5. Well, if you put up 20 and you're still losing by 2, you're putting up more. Like I said, you're putting up 25. In the third quarter, they put up 17. If you put up 25 both quarters, you would have coasted. If they put up 23 in the third quarter, they're still probably coasting to a victory because they're weathering Cleveland's run enough. You go into halftime with a 25-point lead. You come out of the third quarter and you're still in the 12 to 13 range. It's going to be really tough for the team to come back. But they were up 25. They only went into the fourth quarter with a 7-point lead. That's a big difference. Big difference. They could not weather the storm enough, and that was the end of it. But hats off to LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers on the comeback. All right, when Milwaukee and Toronto goes final, we will give you the recap of that game. Be sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much.